every morning with drive. Being on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series, a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. Today we're going to be looking at wide receiver Tejhaun Palmer in the rookie wide receiver machine learning models. Can Tejhaun Palmer go from a late round draft pick to fantasy stardom, or is he destined just to ride on your waiver wires forever? Discover the outcome as our machine learning models hold the answers. All right, Tejhaun Palmer was drafted in the 6th round, pick number 191 overall by the Arizona Cardinals. We know going into the draft they needed a lot of wide receiver help, so good for him. But they did draft Marvin Harrison Jr. in the 1st round, so that wide receiver need gets filled by him for sure. Comes into the league at 6'2", 210 pounds, ran a 4.45 in the 40-yard dash. So that's pretty good numbers there. He actually played football, college football for the Snow Badgers. No joke, Snow College, the Snow Badgers. Then transferred to University of Alabama, Birmingham to be a Blazer over there. So that's where his college career kind of took him. But he's got an interesting athletic profile in terms of, hey, he's pretty big, 6'1", 210, 35-inch vertical, 4.45 in the 40-yard dash. He's got big hands at 9 7/8 inches. So is this guy going to produce anything? Let's go look at his year one numbers. And we see here out of the 41 wide receivers that he is one of the worst. Barely over 1.5 fantasy points per game in his rookie season. Maximum output of 4.3. Not very good there. We'll just give you some rough names in terms of who's hovering around that ceiling in year one. And we got some people in between 4.1 and 4.5. It's not a very good list of players here. Mac Hollins, Curtis Samuel is not bad, but Ventel Bryant, Miles Boykin, Philip Dorsett, Kendrick Bourne, Colin Johnson, Riley Ridley, Josh Dotson, Parker Washington, Keyshawn Johnson, Marvin Mims, Trey Tucker, Rashad Green, Justin Hardy, Scotty Miller. Again, this was a late round draft pick. I don't think anybody like that is who you want to be compared to when that's your ceiling. We do have some people that barely crested 1.5 fantasy points in their rookie season. So hovering in that 1.6 to like 1.8 range, there's quite a few people. Russell Gage, Darvin Kidsey, Dennis Houston, Jalen Brooks, Isaiah Zuber, Ben Skoranek, Alan Lazard, James Wright, Jason Moore, Trey McBride, the wide receiver, Chad Williams, Paul McRoberts, and Tanner Gentry. That's the names that you're looking at. It's one of the worst ones in the entire NFL draft class. Not entirely unexpected results there. Getting into year number 2, we see more of the same, hovering right around 1.5 fantasy points per game, maximum at least at 5.8 now. People were looking at in terms of fantasy points per game in the 1.3 to 1.7 range. Sharon Peak, Dwayne Eskridge, Kaderil Hodge, Shelton Gibson, Trent Sherfield, Riley Ridley, Samori Torrey, Noah Brown, Jamal Agnew, Tanner McAvoy, and Aaron Dobson. We did see Noah Brown eventually break out close to his 30s with the Houston Texans last year and a little bit with the Dallas Cowboys, way late into his career. But these are some pretty sad numbers. The 5.88 in terms of maximum output. People like Chester Rogers, Tyler Boyd, Nelson Aguilar, Terrace Marshall, Sammy Coates, Devin Funchess were all in that range in their 2nd season. And again, that's a ceiling output, worst in the class. Really looking like a profile that you're going to want to just not even remember their name. Getting into year 3, bump all the way up to 2.5 fantasy points per game for his mean and median there. Ranked 39 and 38, so there are worse wide receivers than this in year 3. Maximum output at 8.38. Hovering in the range of his mean median outcome, Miles White, Michael Campanaro, Deontay Burnett, Cameron Batson, Ashton Dulin, Marquez Callaway, Jeff Janis, and Marlon Brown. Woof woof, right? Getting into the ceiling, what guys are hovering in that 8.3 range? Well, in between 8 and 8.5, we got MVS, Darnell Mooney, Robert Woods, Mecole Hardman, Devin Duvernay, and Adam Humphries. Not some terrible names there, but that's if he hits his ceiling. And I don't see that happening based off of this profile. He's probably one of these guys that's out of the league by year 3, especially if those first 2 years are any indication. Getting into his year 4 output, is there any hope? No, he actually takes a leap backwards in terms of his mean and median outcome, which is really sad. So 41 across the board here for the mean and median. Maximum output 37th best at 8.4 and hovering around the 2 fantasy points per game range in year 4. Who do we got down there? These guys are in between 1.8 and 2.2. Got Rashard Higgins, Jamal Agnew, Trevor Davis, Jeff Smith, Kaderil Hodge, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Noah Brown again, Auden Tate, and Chase Claypool. Some interesting names on this particular list, but not people that you want to be associated with for the most part at 2 fantasy points per game. Maximum output at 8.4. Some guys in that range in between 7.9 and about 8.7. Martavis Bryant, Duke Williams, Kendrick Bourne, DJ Chark, Darius Slayton, Dante Pettis, Terrence Williams, Cameron Meredith, Traquan Smith, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Hunter Renfrow, and Ryan Grant. Again, that's if he hits a ceiling. 8-point maximum output ceiling across all 4 years. Probably a dude that you want to avoid, and not entirely sure why the Cardinals took him other than he's big and fast and maybe they want to use him for special teams. Not sure if he's got that particular game in his NFL repertoire, but that's going to do it for this episode of the Rookie Prospect Profile on Tejhaun Palmer, the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver, 6th round draft pick. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.